Lauren, welcome to Toolbox Talks for Electricians.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm excited as well because you're flying the flag for the female electricians out there, which
Yeah.
I do know is getting a lot more common these days. I say it like I'm a sexist person, I know, but there's a lot of electricians out there that are obviously training female and female. It doesn't matter who they are.
Yeah. I definitely. I mean, I haven't came across as many as you would think, but it's actually more
Yeah,
social media that I've noticed that there's more girls doing it.
yeah.
But
It's
in
always a
terms of,
proven thing that girls can do just as good as the boys, I suppose.
well,
And you
this
like
is
that?
true.
Yeah.
Trying to find out, but we're getting
Yeah,
there.
yeah. So how what got you to want to be an electrician? Because obviously I've got two girls, 18, 19. They grow up, want to be makeup artists, want to do this, want to do that. I don't think they ever wanted to be a sparky the same as me. But what got you to want to be an electrician?
If I'm honest, I kind of fell into it. I know people say that about jobs all the time, but
Yeah.
it was not something that I thought of in school or anything. Like I definitely didn't have the right subjects.
No.
Like nothing practical, no like physics, nothing like that.
Right.
I left school and I done like different office jobs. I worked in like restaurants and stuff like that. But I wasn't sure what I wanted to do, but I just found myself getting quite bored. Like I'm not very good at
You
sitting
want
about.
something challenging, yeah.
Yeah, so someone I knew had done what we've got a pre-apprenticeship course it's called here
Right.
in college that you can do. It's
Mhm.
just like kind of the basics for 6 months and it helps you kind of jumpstart into getting an apprenticeship.
Yeah, well, to test it out sort of thing to see if you want to actually, well,
Yeah,
become an electrician or a plumber or carpenter, maybe.
yeah, and to get kind of give you like kind of the basic skills so you're not kind of thrown in the deep end as much.
Yeah.
So I ended up applying for that and got into it and kind of I just really enjoyed it from the get-go.
Yeah. You do, you
Yeah.
got the taste sort of thing. I got hooked.
I
Well,
just
yeah.
liked moving around, like having to think about what you're doing. Like I don't know, I
Yeah.
just it's different.
So are you qualified at the minute or?
Yeah, so I qualified back in March there, so not that long.
Okay, so this year, well done.
Yeah,
And is it the
thank you.
same up there where you do your sort of the AM2 and stuff like that? Are you doing an apprenticeship?
Yeah, apprenticeship I done.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, it was a 4 year apprenticeship, and then we do like our trade test we call it,
Right.
and then that
It's,
kind of
it's similar to an AM2 where you do it in a classroom where you have to do fault finding, a bit of conduit, just all little bits of aspects to make sure you know what you're doing, basically.
yeah. There's
Yeah.
basically I think there's 7 sections that
Right.
you have to pass. So yeah, that
Right.
was.
Well, yeah, well done. Well, it's exciting now, I suppose. Now you're qualified, it opens up a few more doors in a way.
Yeah, definitely. It's just good to get it out of the way. I think I really kind of stressed myself out leading up to it. Like, kind
You
of,
you
like,
do you do because you
yeah,
think if I'm going to fail, I've got to do it again. And
uh,
what did I fail on? It's I think you think a lot more when you're training at what you're going to do or how you're going to pass because it's a lot on your shoulders in a way.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely. And I think like no matter how much you know at work, it's different in a test in test conditions, isn't it? It's
yeah,
like
yeah. It's more
got
nerve
to be
wracking.
spot on.
Yeah, so you qualified 18th edition as well.
Yeah,
Nice,
No,
aren't you?
no, 17th, I think.
You've qualified seven. You should be surely. It's 18th edition is the latest, so you should be 18th. I would have thought.
Well, no, I
Something
don't
you
know.
might need to look into saying about put
No,
18th on that
I
certificate.
think it's 17th because there's a couple of boys that were in my year and they've had to sit the 18th edition recently.
Oh right, that's a
But,
bummer then. So you got to go and do that as well.
yeah, probably at one
Oh,
point. I know.
that's just
But
well. The thing is, I suppose all your books while you were training was 17th, something like
yeah,
that maybe.
the
So
blue one, I'm sure that's 17th.
yeah, the blue one, and now it's brown.
Yeah, so I done the blue one.
Right, yeah. So all your coursework and stuff was more likely 17th, so you got to do the
Yeah.
upgrade as well. Gutted.
Because even though it was a 4 year apprenticeship, I took a year off to have my little boy. So it
Right.
ended up, it's actually 5 years, 5 years I've been working for this company.
Oh yeah,
So it's actually
that's
even
spot on
longer.
then. So your company value you that much to have a year off to go and have a baby and
Yep.
then come back. That's good. So you got a good reputation with your company you work for.
Yeah, I mean they were a great support like throughout the whole thing. They I think I was in my second year of my apprenticeship, and then I
Wow.
left and came back, but it was actually during COVID, so I ended up off
Right.
work for
You're home
15.
anyway.
Yeah, 15 months I was off work rather than 9, so
Nice.
it was
Nice and
crazy.
relaxing sort of thing. With your husband off as well.
He was only off for like 2 weeks, Alan, so I was literally
Oh,
just
so he's jealous of you, sitting at home chilling.
locked in the house pregnant. It was an interesting
Oh,
little
I suppose, yeah, being pregnant as well may be tough.
yeah.
So would you say going through your training, given that you had maybe a year to sit and read the books as well, did you find it difficult at all, do you think?
Sorry, what did you say there?
Did,
Just
did
like
you
being
did you
off.
find the training sort of difficult to become an electrician? Like the all the I don't know, the V over I times R and the calculations and quite tricky
Yeah.
some of the things.
To be honest, what I struggled with the most was like there was a lot of writing essays about things, and I didn't ever consider that to be part of it. I thought, oh, it was going to be a lot of practical, few
Hmm.
sums here and there, but I didn't realize it'd be so much essays like in depth about things. I
Yeah,
kind
like
of
the coursework and stuff like that. But it's
yeah,
quite relevant because when do you write an essay when you're qualified? I think I've read one for years.
I know exactly. I thought I'd left that behind at school, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's the only thing you found challenging, but the practical work you sort of on fire with. That was good.
yeah, like that's probably what I enjoyed the most, and I felt like I feel like I learned from doing things. But I definitely think like the more experience you gain looking back on the college work, like it makes sense and it helps.
Yeah,
But I feel like you need to kind of go through your years of working to be like, oh,
to help
that's
it
what that
to
means.
click.
That's what,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, when you're sitting at college and you think, why the hell are they teaching me this? And
Uh
then
huh.
when you come up to maybe something on site, you think, right, I know how to do this because
Yeah,
of the teacher explained it. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So with when you went to college, was there any other females in the college training with you?
So there was none in like my year or classes,
Right.
but there was a girl in the year below who I would kind of see in the corridor and give her like a wee smile, like.
Yeah. Check us out.
But
Yeah.
that's kind of it. I think yeah, it was
Do you,
pretty.
do you think do you think maybe I don't know how to not say this without sounding sexist sort of thing, but
No,
do you
don't
reckon
worry.
you got treated differently? Because I know, like in a tradesman, builders, brickies, carpenters, it's sort of stereotypically a male industry. Do you reckon
Hmm.
you got treated differently at all being female?
At college or work?
Both.
At college, I wouldn't really say so. No.
No.
At work, to be honest, not so much either. You get a lot of people who are like they almost are like even they. I don't know how to explain it. Like they'll help you even less on purpose because they don't want to make you feel like they're helping you too much because you're a
Right.
girl. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like if
I
something's
I
really
think that
heavy,
comes with a lot of Sparkies. Though doing it to electricians, they don't like passing their knowledge down to the youngsters. They want them to be here to sweep up or to do the chases, and not give them actually practical skills that will help them in the long run. And it
yeah,
happens. It used to happen a lot when I was younger.
yeah, especially in terms of like if there's stuff to carry, it's quite heavy stuff. They'll be
Right.
like, "Oh, do a few trips, like you can do it," instead of going, "Oh, I'll get some of it for you, or I'll do it for you." Like
Right.
it's almost to be like, "No, you can do it too." Like
Yeah,
I'm not
try and
gonna
test you.
definitely.
You want to be here?
Yeah,
All right. So, yeah, something like that. Yeah.
yeah, that kind of idea.
And did that bother you at all? No, you just cracked on.
Nah, I mean, like the more you do it, the stronger you're gonna get, and the more used to it you're gonna get. So
Exactly.
it's
Yeah, and
benefit.
you prove it to him as well to say, "I've done it, mate. Don't worry about it. I'll do it again." So then, now you qualified. Then, do you think you have a plan to maybe start up on your own at all, or you're happy in the company you work for?
I always did like think about it throughout my apprenticeship, like working for myself. I feel like it's a bit of a niche, isn't it? You know, there's probably
I think that as well. Being a female electrician, you've got a bit more trust with people, especially with everyone sitting at home, maybe housewives and things like that.
yeah,
They
elderly,
they'll,
like
they'll trust elderly. They'll trust a young lady a lot more, just
yeah,
naturally. And unfortunately, it's how it is because you get some
yeah,
scallywag blokes.
yeah.
This is
So
the thing.
yeah, and that in that sense, like there definitely is a niche, and I think it would benefit you. But as I said, like my company have been really supportive from
Mhm.
the get go, and like I'm just really happy there. I feel like I
Yeah,
feel um like comfortable and
yeah.
like they're like they train you up, they send you on courses, things like
And
that.
look
So
after you well. Yeah, the training
yeah,
doesn't stop there in a way.
no. So they recently asked me if I wanted to like sit another course soon, which I thought was like quite nice because it's
Yeah,
quite soon
definitely.
after
Yeah,
my
to keep you going because every little bit of paper is valuable these days. I think
Yeah,
doesn't matter if
definitely.
you well, I think the paper's more relevant on with some sites than it is actually being able to do it.
No,
Sometimes a qualification.
yeah.
Yeah, so do you work in domestic, commercial, industrial?
So I'm quite lucky. The company that I work for, like, we've always done like a bit of everything, to be honest.
Sound
Um,
like it is a good job. They
yeah.
look after you. You get experience in all different trades. No
Uh,
wonder you don't want to leave.
I know, because there was some boys that I went to college with who, like, their company was like specialized in different things, and when it
Yep.
came to their trade test, like a lot of them were like, oh no, you
Struggled,
know,
yeah.
because there was a lot of stuff they had. So definitely the company's been good for that, like getting a bit of everything.
Yeah.
My I would say my strong point maybe
Yeah.
is domestic. Like that's what I maybe enjoy the most.
Yeah. Is it because you get a cup of tea in people's houses?
Well, I do love a cup of
Yeah,
tea. Yeah.
that's my thing. I like having a cup of tea. Well, sometimes you get a bacon sandwich if you turn up early enough.
Yeah, exactly.
It's good. It's a bit more laid back, I suppose.
Yeah. Uh-huh. I mean, like they've both got their pros and cons, like working on site and working domestic,
Yeah.
like you're on site, you're always getting a break, you're always getting your lunch, but domestic depends how your day's going.
Exactly. Yeah, you can crack on through your lunch and go a little bit earlier, can't you?
Exactly.
But then you're starving anyway.
Yeah. I feel like I've been starving since I started this job. I don't know
Oh, well,
what it
you burn a lot of energy.
is.
Also, then with being a lady in the sort of well, the industry of electrician, do you think that obviously you've grown up with doing your hair and doing makeup and things, not trying to be sexist once again, but
Honestly,
do you,
it doesn't
do you
bother me.
think it comes across as a perfectionist thing? Because a lot of your work I've seen on your videos, it's very neat and tidy. And
Thank you.
there's a lot of electricians that don't do that. They just bang it in. But I think that maybe as a lady that does sort of that, does it help in effect? Do you think you like? Well, I like things being neat. I like things being tidy.
Yeah, I definitely like I do and enjoy making things look nice at
Hmm.
work. But I definitely the tradesman that I worked mostly with throughout training, he was the same. So I don't know if it's
Oh, was
kind of
it?
rubbed off on me as well.
Oh, it's a good trait to pass along, though, isn't it? Because then, well, like you say, when someone else comes along, I know exactly how it is, and it's
Mm-hmm.
well, especially if you're going to do videos online, because if you do something wrong, someone will
Oh,
spot it.
oh yeah, I've noticed.
Have you had any idiots yet that come along and said that's wrong?
Yeah, I mean, a couple. Not as I said, I've not like got fully into it yet. I'm
Mhm.
kind of new to it, but the odd thing, yeah, like oh, you're gonna burn cables, like pulling them like that, and it's like you don't know if there's someone at the bottom
Come
pulling it
on,
off the
man.
bump.
Yeah.
Like
You can't see the full picture. It's just a little bit of video you can see and explain how it goes. Yeah.
exactly. So yeah, I mean, I think people enjoy sitting in their house sometimes, just
Oh, yeah, definitely.
you
Keyboard
know,
warriors and stuff. So
yeah,
what
definitely.
made you start posting your work online?
Do you know? I don't know how I found videos originally, but there was a couple of girls. I think they might be from America, and
Right.
I saw their videos on like TikTok or Instagram, one or
Mhm.
the other, and I remember always thinking, oh, like I'm a girl doing like a guy's job, like,
It's
oh,
cool. It's
I'm quite
different.
hardcore,
It's different for now. So you want to jump on it now because in a few years there'll be loads of ladies doing it. Better
Yeah.
than blokes.
But I used to think, oh, I'm hardcore. I'm doing a guy's job. And
Yeah.
then I saw what these girls do in their videos, and I was like, wow, like they are amazing what they do. Like they're so
Yeah.
strong.
But they're
Yeah.
young. They're young girls as well. They're not like big built girls or anything. They're sort of young and healthy young girls that do exactly the same as what the guys do and all.
Yeah, it's like they just find a way because they
Yeah.
have to. But
Well,
yeah,
yeah.
so I saw a few of those and I just thought, oh, that's quite like cool and it's different. So I thought
Mhm.
I've always been kind of into like making videos, editing, like stuff like that. So
Right.
I just thought, why not kind of combine my work and video?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, did you have a plan for the future with maybe the social media, what you're putting out there, with your with the content you're creating?
I think like I thought it would always be nice to kind of show like girls can do it and kind of show that
Inspire.
side of it. Like me seeing those videos that like I mentioned earlier of those girls, like it made me realize I could do more than what I'm doing right now because like they're honestly the stuff they're doing is crazy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I thought like it would be nice for me to do that for someone else, and like having that experience of like having a baby during my apprenticeship and stuff like that. It's different, and
Tell your story, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, and like it might help someone else who does the same and maybe isn't sure how it's going to go.
Yeah, perfect. Because yeah, 'cause a lot of people may be a bit like, I'm not going to try because I'll probably fail. But if they maybe see someone like yourself that, hey, I had these challenges, I got through them all. Look at me now, I'm sitting here qualified. Like
Yeah,
that's a cool story. You've got
yeah,
through it in the end. Like you say, it took you an extra year, and you could have sat back and someone might have said, "Hey, why don't you stay at home?" Yeah, I'd rather stay at home. You didn't.
hmm
You went back, finished it. Now done and dusted. And by the sounds of it, it's not stopping there.
yeah. Hopefully not. No, hopefully this is just the beginning. Like being qualified, it opens up a lot more doors and opportunities, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I think, and especially with following being on TikTok, it is like a CV. People see where you've come from and what work you can do, and sort of how you work as well. So
Yeah,
if you do go out for any other employment, maybe if you ever, by the sounds of it, you won't leave the company that you're working for, but it's a good option.
yeah, yeah. It's always good to have as well, isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it's a
good.
bit of fun as well, isn't it? As well, and especially if you like inspire younger generation. That's what we're all
hmm
there for. Like we pass our knowledge down, don't we?
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's my main kind of goal with it. Is just to show that girls like can do it, and
Yeah.
you get used to it.
Yeah, it's good.
Because at
And
the start, it's not your body's not naturally like strong enough or like whatever. It does take time to build up.
yeah, you get used to it. I don't think you have to be strong really to be an electrician, do you? I don't.
Like
I'm not
not
that strong.
strong. Maybe like
Sometimes pulling
maybe
cables into different jobs, I suppose.
it's more like it's like a workout. Like sometimes, isn't it? You
Yeah,
come home sweating.
you do. You climbed around in loft before.
Yeah. Well, I'm the perfect height for going under floors and above ceilings. So
Oh, right. You're the
like
smaller pair person sort of thing to say, right, you can go down there. Stick a line
yeah.
down there, chase it in. Yeah, I'm 6'4", so it's difficult sometimes.
Oh
I
yeah, that
get a
does
bad back, and I'm getting a bit older now, so
not
I'm moaning
ideal.
all the time. So one of the questions that I got asked it the other day. I get asked all the time. Have you ever had a shock?
Yeah.
Everyone has. It's what we do.
Yeah.
We play with electric all day. It's going to happen.
Yeah.
Oh,
My
tell me what happened there.
I've had two. Nothing major. The first
Yeah,
one was
you're still
a
here.
kind of, but the
You
worst
give me a
part
little
about
bit of a
it,
whoops.
the worst part about it was, it was like a quiet day at work. So I was in the office downstairs, like I don't know, tidying up or whatever,
Yeah.
and a woman came in with a lamp that wasn't working. So one of the contracts managers shouted me up and he says, "Can you have a little look at it?"
Mhm.
So I'm having a look at it and stuff wasn't lining up, like it wasn't connecting
Have a little,
properly.
yeah.
So I was like, okay, so I had it plugged in, then I had it unplugged, plugged in. It was plugged in, and I stuck my finger in the top of it to try and twist it in front of the whole office and got a shock.
God, it gets you a bit. Did it? It's next year. Did you try and just brush it off? Go, I'm all right. I'm all right.
No, they just kind of looked at me as if that was a bit stupid.
Yes, it happens. Though, doesn't it? It's a little thing because if you play with it all day, it's gonna happen. It's like saying to a
Yeah,
mechanic, "You ever been covered in oil?" I'm assuming they have.
yeah, yeah.
This is the thing. So, for a younger person, maybe I don't know. Say you had a little sister, would you recommend them becoming an electrician?
I never really thought about that. I don't know.
No.
I like in terms of the job and
Yeah, because you
the
say you've
opportunity.
worked. You say you worked as in what in a restaurant and things like that. Do you prefer, in your eyes, do you prefer being an electrician?
Oh, like I genuinely, I actually really,
Yeah.
really like my job. Obviously, you get those days, but for the
Oh yeah,
most part,
with any job, I think you would.
yeah. But it's more like the kind of, it's a little bit more dangerous than your average job, isn't it? And
A
it's
bit more exciting,
a
maybe.
bit dirtier, and you maybe don't always breathe in the best stuff. So that terms of like that way, I would maybe say no. But in terms of the actual job and the kind of opportunities it can bring you, yeah,
Yeah, depending on I suppose where you want to go,
yeah,
sort of thing. Because I think a lot of people they try different careers, don't they? I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to try this out. No, I did it the same. I left school was a mechanic for a
hmm
year. I dropped out of that. I didn't want to do it.
yeah,
So, feel you do when you're younger, you can try things.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my family definitely when I came in and said, "Oh, I've applied for a course at college to become an electrician eventually," they were like, Like, here we go.
Is it? This is
Like,
something that's gonna pass.
they were like, Lauren, you're cold all the time in the house. Like, you think you're gonna go and work in a building site?
All right.
Yeah, they're really supportive, but
So
I think that's
what do they say now when you turn around and go, yeah, that final exam, I passed.
they're like, oh, fair enough. We're allowed to be wrong
You
once.
proved us wrong. It took your time and had a baby along the way, but you proved us wrong.
Got there. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. This is the main thing.
Hmm.
So when you were training as well, say that you work beneath a couple of like uh, other sparkies, are they like your mentor sort of thing? Do you have one mentor or a few different ones?
So I had like the same person that I worked for domestic, like same tradesman
Yeah,
for the most part, the same person. But you do move around. You know, I have worked on sites in the past, and I'm on a site at the moment. So yeah, it changes around. But it's not a massive, massive company, so it's the same faces and same. Like everyone knows everybody,
yeah.
which is good. So
So she get along with everyone.
yeah, yeah.
On site, do you get any funny looks from other tradesmen, maybe older generation tradesmen that say, that's a girl. She's an electrician girl.
Yeah. I always have this thing that I say to like the boys from my company, like when I'm working with them and stuff, I'm like that. Every site that I go to, the first 2 to 3 days is just a bit of like everybody's like, what? And then it always calms down. Like they get used to like just seeing you like walking
Yeah.
in and it's like, nah. But the first like 2 3 days is very much like every move's like,
What's she doing here?
is that health and safety? Like what?
Oh, right. Yeah.
What's
Yeah,
going
it's
on?
different. And then maybe you're like, well, they say the electricians are sometimes well, everyone needs electric. So they've got to come to us to get things working. So there's
Yeah.
sort of that hierarchy of being on site sometimes. And they've got to come and ask you, excuse me, can we have some
Hmm.
leads over here or power over here?
Yeah. Yeah. They often like whenever at the moment I'm working on a site, it's like a warehouse.
Right.
We're just wiring lights, the power and stuff. And any trade that comes over to ask a question, I always asks my first year apprentice.
I
Thinking
do that because
he's a
there's a guy.
tradesman. Yeah.
Oh no.
And then he just goes, I've no idea, ask her.
Yeah, you got to ask her, haven't you? That's a little bit different, I suppose, and it's just something you maybe get used to. It's something that happens at the moment because it'll fade away over time.
Yeah. It
Honestly, because
doesn't
there
ever
is.
bother it doesn't bother me at all. Like it's always something that I've like knew was gonna kinda come with
Yeah, you
the
sort of
something that
expected it going into the trade.
yeah, I actually find it quite funny sometimes.
Oh, well, I suppose it is
Especially
because
like
you shock some of the
domestic.
older guys thinking, hang about.
When you do domestic and you trap someone's door, they never think you're there to like do their electrics or like fix something or whatever. They
Right.
always think you're trying to sell something or like they're just like they just kind of look at you as if like, what are you
Oh,
here
do
for?
they?
Yeah.
Have you ever had anyone thinking that you wouldn't do a good job because you're female?
Yeah, I actually did have a customer, it was this year. Um and he ended up saying to me at the end, like he said, I'm really sorry, like I was really sexist towards you. Like
Yeah.
and I was just like, I'm so sorry.
Right. It's good to have an apology, though, isn't it? I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, like
And he
uh-huh.
wanted to say to tell you, look, I thought maybe it might be different because
Because he was like he was really questioning me, like everything I was doing, like trying to kind of catch me out almost.
yeah. Oh, you batted it straight back.
Uh-huh.
All those answers.
But I apologized, so it's all right.
Yeah, it's good. I suppose you're going to get that. So it just makes you better, I would have thought. Because
Yeah.
you probably don't get asked questions after you've done your exams. So if a customer asks you a few questions, it might be a nice conversation to bamboozle them with some formulas.
Yeah.
That'll
And then
shut them
see.
up. So I've seen you using on your videos as well. I'm not saying that I geeked out on your videos, but I was going to talk to you, so I had to have a look. I've seen you
Yeah.
using DeWalt, and is it Milwaukee?
Yeah.
What's the best?
Personally, the Milwaukee stuff, well, actually, I was
Oh,
about to tell a lie there, right? The Milwaukee
right,
stuff's not mine. The Milwaukee stuff's my husband's.
right.
He
So
gave me
what
the.
does your husband do?
He's an electrician.
Oh, wicked! You're an electrician family. That kid is going to be a Sparky.
Definitely. But
Oh
yeah,
no!
like
So you pinch your husband's kit as well?
yeah, well, he just
Oh
gives it
no,
to me.
poor lad, poor bloke.
I bet he never thought he would have a wife one day that takes his tools.
Yeah, well, I know, especially when he goes out sometimes and treats himself to a whole new like backup kit or something, and you can come along and go, that's nice. That's nice.
Well, the lucky thing was he actually used to work for the same company. That's how we met.
Right.
But he works for like a different one now. He does like EV chargers and stuff like that.
Okay.
So that when he joined that new company, they gave him like all company tools. So all his personal tools he didn't need anymore.
Oh, I bet
Worked
you
out.
like to keep them on the side, but what's the point in collecting dust? So you
Uh-huh.
stuck them in your pack,
So
did you?
basically I just inherited it all.
Fantastic.
I know.
So have you've got DeWalt and Milwaukee then?
Well, so the DeWalt stuff is the company stuff that I
Right.
work for.
So
Uh-huh.
you use them both. What
Yeah, like yeah,
what's better?
SDS. I would say Milwaukee.
Yeah, I think a lot of people rave about Milwaukee at the minute, man. Yeah, might
Mm-hmm.
be changing. I'm a Makita at the minute.
Ah,
It's unfortunately you collect them through the time, and all the batteries fit the same. So
yeah.
I've just got all the stuff, but I won't mind changing to do
Mm-hmm.
something like that.
I know.
Yeah,
Expensively.
yeah. Well, it will be expensive, but I don't know. Like you say, it might be better.
Mm-hmm.
This is the thing. So
Well, I
that was
mean,
sorry.
his has lasted him and me, so it must be good.
Yes, that just proves it's good, then, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So that opens you up to another avenue as well. You could start a business with your husband.
No, I get this one a lot.
Do you? People saying,
Yeah.
"Yeah, why don't you start your own?" It's an option. It's another option you've got added to your list of options in a way.
Yeah, but I also think it's maybe just good to keep it separate. I mean, I think like if you're with someone at home all the time and
Yeah,
work,
possibly. Yeah, yeah. You
a
don't want to
lot,
spend
isn't it?
every single time and minute with them because
Uh-huh.
might get bored.
Exactly.
Yeah. You going to Christmas do? No, I bloody ain't. I spent half the year with you.
I know, exactly.
This is the thing. I always just assumed it'd be tough for a female because kids are horrible. Like I say kids, what you 17, 18 when you went to college?
19, I think, when I
19.
started.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah, I started at 19 when I did that as well. But they're quite harsh, maybe.
Yeah, I know what you
What were
mean.
the lads like at college? Were they all right, were you?
Yeah, I got on really well
Yeah.
with. I've
I
actually
suppose you can
like
stick your
kind of
ground then by the sounds of it. Being from
yeah,
Glasgow.
Glasgow. Yeah.
That's a Glaswegian in you.
Yeah, I think I would definitely say you have to have like a backbone. Like you have to be able to take it and give it back.
The
You
banter,
know?
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like otherwise, it would maybe be a bit tough. If you're quite a sensitive person or quite you took things to heart, it would probably be difficult sometimes.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Um,
I think it maybe escalated a little bit with well, females as well.
yeah. I mean, like people know that they can like wind me up and have a laugh, but if like you have to, yeah, you've
Yeah,
just
you
got
have
to
to
be
give
able
give
to,
as good as you get possibly. Because on
yeah,
site, some people are
exactly,
harsh. Or
yeah.
blokes are harsh sometimes. I think with some of the
Hmm.
things they say, and they mean to maybe don't mean to demoralise you, but they do to the young lads as well. Like even the young apprentices. I've been on site before. Well, one apprentice he went and locked himself in the bathroom. Thing is, the bathroom weren't finished. It didn't have a lock on the door. So I had to go in there and say, look, mate, if it ain't for you, leave. Because this is what the assholes are like. This is what people are like.
Yeah, that's
He did. He
exactly
went and
it.
worked
Like,
at McDonald's. He was a manager. It wasn't for him. Sometimes it's not. Mm.
yeah, that's exactly it. It's like that's it's like it's a known thing that this is just what working in the trades is like. Everyone
Yeah.
winds each other up, everyone has a laugh, and everyone can be quite harsh sometimes. But
They can indeed. And
then it's
yeah,
also sorry,
sorry, carry on. What were you saying?
it's almost like the joy of it sometimes as well. Though, like you're working, but you're having a laugh and you're getting on with
Yeah,
people.
it's fun. You know it's just fun at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're not working with the boss, he ain't gonna sack you. You just have a tip for tat in a way.
Exactly. Yeah. Give it right
So,
back.
so being up in Scotland as well, have you seen a lot of the wind turbines? Because I know a lot of lads that went up there to work on the wind turbines. Have you have any interest in doing that?
I well, my uncle actually works on the wind turbines,
You're a
but
family of electricians, aren't you?
my
You were
papa and my
destined.
uncle. I know.
This is the thing. You didn't tell me that to start with. It's in your blood.
That's why it's happened. Yeah, my uncle does it, but I know that he works away a lot, and I just working away for me, it wouldn't
Not
be an
not
option
your cup
having
of
a little
tea.
one.
Nah, do you work locally all the time then?
Yeah, I have like the site I'm working on now is like 15 minutes away, and then
Right.
domestic is always just like the
It's,
furthest I'll
it's
go.
convenient with your family life as well, with having children and stuff.
Yeah, the furthest I'll ever go is like an hour and a half drive, and then
Yeah.
you're back
Just
obviously
so
the
you can
same
get
day.
home as well, I suppose.
Yeah,
Because you
exactly.
never done the lodging out thing or anything.
What's that?
Sorry, lodging out in digs, like where you
Oh
stay out in hotels and stuff.
no, I never like had the opportunity to
No,
work away like before having my little boy, and then obviously now it's just kind
no.
of not
Not an
something I'd
option
like
sort
to
of thing.
do. Yeah,
Man.
but no, I've never done it.
Well, 'cause I've stayed up in Glasgow a few times.
Have you?
That's how I've stayed in Glasgow. I've stayed in Edinburgh. That's how I
Ah,
know that that's where they're rough. Not rough, but like they're tough. They drink a lot more, and you don't want to go out of place in Glasgow because you get a nug. But the lads, have you ever heard of Corby?
no.
Down near me in Corby, basically a lot of the Scottish come down to work at the steelworks, and a lot of the
Uh,
lads I work with were from Corby. So that's what I got on all right up there because they've got Corby accents and there were a lot of the Scottish lads as well. So it weren't
mhm.
too bad. And they always said, we'll go out in Glasgow. I'm like, all right, we'll get nutted. But it was fun.
Yeah, they're just rowdy.
Yeah. I think in the middle of it, there's a load of statues.
Mhm.
Glasgow Centre. Someone put a load of cones on the heads of the statues. I always
Uh,
remember that driving through in the
yeah,
morning.
that's the thing. Like, every time I've been in town, we call it town, um, ever since I was a kid, like there's always cones on the statues. Like if they get taken down, someone will put them straight back on, like the next day.
Scottish know how to have a laugh, without a doubt.
I know. Don't know who thought of that one, but
Well, yeah, they just keep doing it, I suppose.
hmm
So the plans for your future, then you're not quite. Well, you've got a lot of options, I suppose, haven't you?
yeah, I think I would like to just kind of. I definitely want to get more experience. Like
Mm.
even like you'll know yourself, even though you're qualified, doesn't mean you know everything.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
you're
true.
still learning all the time.
Mhm.
And as I said, like I've done mostly domestic. So right now I'm on site, and even still I'm like learning stuff every day at the moment. Like it's
Yeah,
not.
to do private work for family as well. Well, mind you, by the sounds of it, in your family, you've got a few sparkies that do it anyway.
Yeah,
If you
exactly.
can't be asked to finish a job, you can tell your husband to go.
Yeah. Bits and bobs. Like I obviously, as you said, like my husband, he's a spark, and he's been doing it a lot longer than me, so he's kind of like the first protocol. Um,
Right.
but yeah, I've done bits and bobs like for my dad and stuff when he got his new kitchen in and like
Yeah.
stuff like that.
So obviously, your husband obviously helped you going through the training, I suppose, as well. That's a massive advantage.
Yeah,
You
like
could talk
he,
about things and he'll understand what you're on about.
exactly.
Yeah.
I come home and I'm like, oh, so and so done this, and like this happened at work, and this didn't work, and he knows what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was handy. It's handy to even just if you're at work one day and just can't get your head around something, to just like pick up the phone and be like, oh, like what's
Give him
going
a
on
ring,
here?
like, yeah, what's this?
Yeah.
I'll FaceTime you. Stop what you're
Yeah.
doing. I'm your wife.
Yeah, no, it's so handy. It is really
Ah,
handy.
brilliant. So the amount of options you've got in the future, the only way to find out the where it goes is to follow you on your social media.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yes. So we'll leave a link in the description so you can go ahead and follow Lauren on. You got Instagram and TikTok. Yeah.
Yep, that's the one,
Catch
yeah.
up. What you're doing on there. And thank you very much for coming on.
Oh, no, thank you for having me.
Find the
I really
flag for the ladies.